Welcome to another edition of the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie. It's everything about the outdoors. Take it away, guys.
Good morning. Welcome to the Good Outdoorz Radio Show here on Tuesday morning, man. It's July 2nd. I think it is. Yeah, July 2nd. I'm Darrell Nichols in here this morning without Steve this morning. He's having to take the day off, which is well-deserved after me leaving him out all last week, huh, Darrell?
Oh, yeah, he needed vacation.
It's time for him to get out and get him a little rest, and we got a lot of things to cover today, man. We're going to talk about several things today. We're going to talk about Stephen C. Foster State Park over there in Fargo, Georgia. We'll talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk maybe a little bit about catfishing around middle Georgia, you know, places to go catfishing during the summer, which is a good time to catfish.
Oh, yes.
And
Big old fat cats.
Yeah, fat catfish. I like them. And we're going to talk about some of Georgia's biggest trophy bucks of 2012, some that people may not have heard about so much, and different things like that. But there's a lot of things we're going to cover, a lot of things. But you know, first of all, I think we're going to talk about this Thursday. You know, we got a big event coming up in Valdosta this Thursday. Black Crow Media presents
the best day of the year.
Yeah, the best day of the year, Independence Day, July 4th. Black Crow Media holds this big event every year, and out here at the mall. It's right there beside Buffalo Wild Wings. And
no, we're going to take over that whole parking lot.
We're going to take it all over, huh? You going to get it all?
Oh, yes. That whole side over there. Just like when the carnival comes in, we'll take it over the whole parking lot.
Good deal. And we're going to be there. They're going to start the festivities around 3 o'clock. There'll be bounce houses for all the kids out there, free event, free of charge. It's just give back to community day. And they'll have bands out there playing, and the headliners, J.J. Lawhorn, I don't know exactly what time he'll start playing, but he'll come in and he'll start playing and singing a little bit for us. I've seen him in concert before, right? You know, over at Country Goes Hunting. He does a great job, great entertainer.
Yeah, he'll pretty much go on just before the fireworks.
Yep.
He'll be the one playing until the fireworks go off.
And then we'll start watching the big firework event. That's what we're going to do. Hopefully the rain's going to hold out. We'll cover the weather a little later this morning. Not looking real good.
I was actually getting a little sprinkled on it when I was just out there a little while ago, so I don't know. I have to look.
Getting some rain off and on here around the house at night and during the daytime. All kind of it's just rainy. It's wet. I think we're going to need to build an ark is what we're going to need to do. We got plenty of rain.
Oh, we're getting plenty of rain. My grass is just really, yeah, it's showing it.
And what you talking about? My weeds are showing it, man. My weeds have jumped up. You know, went on vacation, had the grass mowed just before, I think, Friday before we went on vacation. On our way home last Saturday, after, you know, a week later, I told Michelle, I said, you know, I heard it's been raining a lot at the house. I guarantee you our grass and our weeds are going to be knee-high. And lo and behold, we ran the corner, come up to the house, and our grass is knee-high.
Oh, yes, it ain't taking long.
It ain't taking long at all. But we're going to cover some of those and more stories, some different stories from the Outdoor Wire also. Lots of things going on. But first of all, we're going to talk about just some headline news. Just might have something to do with outdoors and might not, but it's just headline news. Jeff Gordon, you know, Indianapolis is going through like $100 million renovation. It's coming to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and NASCAR driver Jeff Gordon doesn't know where he would spend the money, but he wouldn't mind seeing lights being installed at the track for the Brickyard 400 Cup race that weekend.
Ooh,
that would be.
I'm saying just night racing in general. I don't care where it's at. It's awesome.
It is. He spoke to the media at Kentucky Speedway over the weekend and answered several questions about Indianapolis in advance of the upcoming NASCAR Kroger Super Weekend. And he says the 4-time sprint champion frequented the Indianapolis 500 as a child, but hasn't sat in the grandstand since before his own career began. As a result, he believes the fans should have the loudest voice when it comes to possible changes. But he really does like the idea of nighttime racing at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Lights would be cool. Lights are cool anywhere. I love watching the Bristol night race.
Oh, there's something about at nighttime, the way that light sits of those cars when they go around, it just adds to the excitement of it all. That's
right. And you got this weekend, of course, in Daytona.
Oh, yes.
You know, you got it coming up with it when it's under the lights, and that's going to be nice. That's not. I've watched races down there in Daytona at night.
Though that summer one, you have to have it at nighttime. It's too hot during the daytime down there.
It is, and that's kind of what they're alluding to with Indianapolis. You know, it does get hot up there, especially, you know, during that race. You know, that time of year, it's going to get hot anywhere.
Yeah, because I've been down to the February race down Daytona to start it off, and I've been down there, and it got hot down there in February. I imagine in the middle of summer down there.
Well, not the last time I went to Daytona, but maybe the time or two before last. It was several years ago. We went down there for the it wasn't the Daytona 500, but it was before that. It was a nighttime race, but the weekend before that or something like that. It was cold. It was February, and it actually had turned off cold, man. And it was really cold up there that night. We had a great time though.
Nighttime. That's right. I did go to the one race down there where it was red flagged and went into nighttime at Daytona for the first one, and it got a little chillier when that sun finally went down.
Yep. But I don't know that they're going to install lights. It says lights could breathe new life into the NASCAR weekend, as the Brickyard 400 is traditionally one of the hottest races on the schedule. Kentucky Speedway is geographically close to Indianapolis, and that event is typically held under lights to make it more comfortable for fans and competitors. They're not saying they're going to do the lights, but it would be nice. And Speedway officials also want to improve the scoreboard, renovate the facilities, and improve seat conditions. Since Indianapolis was opened in 1909, other tracks was modernized at a quicker rate. So it is kind of, the Brickyard needs to be updated a little bit, I do believe. But, that's just some of the things going on. Also, I've watched this guy, heard about this, and I kind of I've watched this guy over the years. I'm not a huge basketball fan. I don't watch a lot of professional sports, period. I'd rather watch college sports and high school sports, because professional sports, I feel like, is more about the money. So,
and once they get the money, they don't play as well.
They don't play as well. They don't try as hard. To me, that's my personal opinion. And I understand, when you're in college, you're busting your butt trying to get to that next level to make that money. But, there's not enough athletes out there, to me, that I know of, that play for love of the game. One that comes to mind, Shaquille O'Neal. I've watched him over the years. He's a big jokester. He loves to play a bunch of practical jokes and all that, but he also does a lot to give back to the community. He always has. And now he plans to open a free children's hospital in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I mean, he's, throughout his public life, Shaquille O'Neal has cultivated an image as basketball's great jokester, a man always ready to toss off a quip or come up with another goofy nickname. For the most part, that approach has served Shaquille well. Although regular viewers of TNT's Inside the NBA have probably heard Birdman a few times in the past few months. While people can differ over whether Shaq is actually funny, there's little question he likes to be seen as a fun-loving, carefree soul, and that is true. You watch him he's in a Buick car commercial, I think, and he's just huge guy. He's
that's what makes it
amazing.
so funny. He's huge,
and he's sitting in this car, and you can tell even in this car, the car, he fits in the car. But you can tell he's absolutely huge, and he steps out, and he's just towering over this dang thing. But, he has a very serious side, and he announced some plans for a new venture, a children's hospital that would not charge families unable to pay for care. And it's a spur-of-the-moment declaration from him, while he was addressing the media ahead of his induction into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame on Saturday, June 29th. Said it wasn't supposed to announce this, but I'm going to anyway. I've talked with the powers that be in Baton Rouge, and my plan is to build a Shaquille O'Neal Children's Hospital. There is nothing more awesome than that, to give back to communities that much, and it just says something about the character of the man. And I've never really heard anything bad about him in the media. He's always kept a pretty clean image from what I've seen.
And I can see the jokester, and something else a lot of people don't know about Shaquille O'Neal. Back in the days, he actually came out with a couple albums, some rap albums.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And actually, you kind of see it. They were kind of comical. Some of them, I think, refer to Looney Tunes in the song. So,
yeah. He did. Well, he starred in some of them shows, too.
Oh, yes.
And some of the cartoons and all. So he's a multi-talented person. Not only did he play basketball. I think he's retired now. I'm not sure. But he did all kind of movies and things like that. So he's just seems to be a great role model. I think he's doing some good things. I want to kind of keep up with that a little bit. And then I found something just before we came on air. We talked about grills yesterday. Steve brought up the grilling. And this article just seemed funny. It said 5 grills you may not know about. And one of them's the Big Green Egg. And it's been out for several years.
Yeah, I've heard about that thing, but I just ain't seen the concept of spending lots of that kind of money for something that's going to cook my food.
Well, I tell you, I don't either. I couldn't spend that much money on it. I'd love to have them as a sponsor, but
what I hear about it though, it's worth it. But I've seen, I know people that's
had them and cooked with them, and they're pretty awesome. You know, they hold the heat for a long, long time, but they are a lot of money. You can get them right here locally in Valdosta. I think you can get them at I forgot where you can get them.
I hear about them all the time, and people have got them.
Southern Builder Supply, I believe, is where you can get them.
It's kind of like that Yeti cooler.
Yeah,
you know, it's probably a real good cooler and a real good grill, but man, I just.
Well, I can vouch for the green egg. Now, I've seen it in action before, Darrell, and it'll actually cook, dude. Now, it will cook. You can put something on it, and you can cook up a storm with it. But there's that one, and there's one called the Hasty Bake. And if you're looking for a sleek built-in grill, but want the flavor that comes from charcoal, enter the Hasty Bake. Not only can it be used for conventional and slow cooking, the grill lasts. Countless owners talk about the durability and quality of it. As one said, it's very rare in these parts. If locals knew how the Hasty Bake cooked and how much fun it is to use, it would be out. I don't see a picture of it or nothing like that. Then they got one called the Lacadia China. It's been featured on Bobby Flay's Throwdown. You got to think there's something to it. Large wooden
you mentioned
box.
that name right there to it.
Yep. These large wooden boxes are famous for being what grilling is all about: friends, drinks, and slow cooking meat. Use the original roaster to cook whole chickens, turkeys, 8 to 10 pork ribs, and 8 to 10 pork shoulders. This grill also comes with a syringe, 2 stainless steel grills, a drip pan, and so much more. So,
why don't you just say that's not a grill, that's the kitchen outside.
And then they got one called the Grillery. Cook like chefs from professional kitchens with this unique grill. One of the coolest features out there. This grill has an aluminum crank wheel that allows you to adjust the height to the grill depending on the flames. I've seen that before on a regular homemade grill.
Yeah.
Instead of rushing the food over to a cool spot, simply raise the cooking service to save your food.
There you go.
Man, they got all kind of stuff out there, but that's just some of the things we're going to talk about here today on the Good Outdoorz Radio. Man, thanks for being with us, and we'll be right back here in about 3 minutes to add some more to it.
Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Darrell's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree and they don't even see me.
Man, that Real Tree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Darrell, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Real Tree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't, and when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What in the world is that noise?
Sounds like the transmission's about to come out of my truck.
Transmission? Sounds like Alien vs. Predator under there. Let's get it to Ronnie at Eagle Auto Repair.
Ronnie, I got a problem.
Problem? It sounded like Superman fighting the Incredible Hulk.
No, it was worse than that.
Come on, man, this is for real. I ain't got the money to be fixing no big problem.
Chill out, dude. You're at Eagle Auto Repair. You know we'll fix it right and as inexpensive as we can. We only use quality parts, and my guys are some of the best trained technicians in town.
Yeah, but can they stop a fight between Godzilla and King Kong? Because I'm betting that's what they're going to find under there.
Eagle Auto Repair.
321 Lakes Boulevard, Lake Park, Georgia.
Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the Good Outdoors. Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back this morning to The Good Outdoors. Man, I tell you what, this is the 4:15 segment. Just getting started this morning. We're still going to be talking about a little things going on in the world, going on in the United States and everywhere else, and even local stuff. You know, there's a great meteor shower that's going to be happening in July night sky, and that's something that growing up that I was really, really interested in. As I was early in high school, I was just intrigued by the meteor showers, you know, the things in outer space and looking at the planets. And I did a lot of research back then and looked at it. But still to this day, I'd love to see a shooting star. I mean, who doesn't like to see that? You know, it's just.
That's what I liked about living out in the country. Even growing up, being out there, no city lights to distract. You can actually see more than just the constellations of stars. You see thousands, or should I say millions of actually more stars out there than in the city lights.
You do. You see a lot of it. And in July, we have the chance to see a pretty good meteor shower. It's called the Delta Aqurid meteor shower, graces the night sky at the end of July. During the month, the constellations Scorpius and Sagittarius shine, pointing the way to other celestial lights. So, you know, it's a good time to get out there, take your pickup truck out in the middle of a field somewhere, or a backyard where it's real dark, and just lay in the back of that thing and look up, you know, and watch the
Nothing like
shower.
it. Nothing like it.
Man, I used to love doing that.
So peaceful.
Yep. But, you know, ending the month meteors, it's expected to peak from July 28th to 29th, but the moon can make it difficult to see any many meteors this year. It's going to be a bright moon. And you can watch for the meteors radiating from the southeast after midnight. Sky watchers can see up to 20 yellowish meteors per hour. 20 of them per hour. That's pretty good to see 20 shooting stars per hour, or not just shooting stars, but you know, meteors, just in comets and things like that. That interests me when they come out close enough you can see. I'd love to get me another telescope.
Yeah, they're almost so close. It seems like you can reach out and touch them.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I also, yesterday, I was watching, you know, kind of looking on Yahoo News yesterday evening, and I found a video, man, in an Oklahoma Walmart. Did you see it where the guy snatched a 2-year-old kid?
Oh, yeah. I've heard or saw the headlines, and that's as far as I want to see it.
This guy was walking around in a Walmart and it looked like in the food section, and the mother had a golf cart in the front and looked like she had her 2-year-old daughter sitting in the golf cart in the back, and another, I don't know, like 6, 7, 8-year-old daughter that was kind of pushing her around right there with the mother, and the mother had her back turned. She was just all, you know, enthralled in her shopping, which is so easy to do and not paying enough attention to her kids. This guy he walks up and it looks so smooth. He just picks this child up like he's supposed to know this child. And this child doesn't. I don't see in the video where it's kicking and screaming and all this, but the other sibling, the other sister, she's like walking around this man, hey, you know, give me my sister back. You're not supposed to have her. And he actually pulls a knife on this kid, holds it to this kid's throat. He's, you know, he's not right.
Put him underneath the jail.
Well, they don't have to anymore. What happened was...
That sounds like they did what they had to.
They dealt with him, but what happened was, you know, he took this child and everybody tried to stop him and all this. They called 911, and people with shopping carts actually kind of blocked his way, and the police negotiators got there and negotiated with him, and he actually went to a 60-second countdown, telling it, and this police negotiator is standing right there. They offered him a chair. He finally sits down in the chair and everything, but he actually starts on a 60-second countdown, so at the end of these 60 seconds, I'm going to kill this child. Well, you know, the negotiator has no choice but to take this guy's life. Another officer gets him distracted over on the side, and he walks up to him and pops him, and the child is safe. You know, it's a sad ending to it in a way.
I don't see nothing sad about it.
It's in a way it's sad because the guy obviously needed help, but I think he had a criminal record also and had been in jail before. So they did the right thing. The most important thing in this is that child is safe.
That's a big key.
That child is safe by all means. So Man, I tell you what,
that's what people sometimes they get out there in Walmart. It's a big place. You can get yourself really, I'm just right here. I'm the only one in that store, but you got members of other people around you. Always watch out what's around you.
You got to watch out. You got to watch out. It's just a terrible thing that it happened, but I'm glad the child is safe and they did exactly what they had to do. And our thoughts and prayers go out to them. And I can tell you another thing too. I watched all day in the news all evening yesterday about the firefighters that were killed in Arizona. This was an elite group of firefighters. I hated that it happened. It was terrible, terrible tragedy. And they did everything they did nothing wrong. They did everything in their power to save themselves, and they just couldn't. But this was a terrible tragedy.
I never really looked into that one either too, because just being so they say how what was going on.
It just the fire, how it is with the winds whipping, and fire creates its own wind, and it just got away from them, got on top of them. There was nowhere for them to go.
So they were out in the woods part.
Oh yeah,
okay.
They're an elite. They're hot shots. They're an elite group, and what they do is they hike in to this fire, trying to get right at the belly of it to cut it down, to choke it off, to slow it down.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they got man, it was just a terrible tragedy. I hated seeing it. That brought a new light, some of the dangerous activities of firefighting. We know, I got friends in Maryland, friends here local, but a lot of friends in Maryland up there, they're firefighters. And, I talked with Brad Giffen several times about the things he goes through and the fires they go through in these bigger cities that are just something that are local. I was a volunteer fireman as I was growing up. I did not have to deal with the dangerous structure fires like these people in the cities do, like our firefighters right here in Valdosta.
Oh yeah,
they go through it. If they have to enter a structure here in town, it's dangerous. We didn't have to deal with that so much, but these firefighters going out in these wildfires, man, it's.
I look at them; they're like the special forces of firefighters.
They're
dropped in the middle of the fire with nothing but the shovels.
Yeah,
and they ain't got no water because you can't carry it in, so they're fighting it with
They do carry their own water in. They do carry some of their own stuff in. Their own water on their backpacks and all this.
There's stuff like that, but there's really nothing to put the fire out. They're going with the shovels, axes, and stuff like that to chop it up.
And they call in the coordinates and stuff for people to
drop that water.
Drop the water, but it's terrible, man. And the portable shelters that they have is their last line of defense, and it couldn't save them. What they do is if they see they're at that particular point where they know they can't get away from it, they start digging down, and they dig as deep as they can, dig a hole, and they get in that hole, and they cover themselves with this tarp type deal. It's fire retardant, but it just couldn't save them.
Too fast.
Terrible tragedy, man. Terrible tragedy. I hated it. Over 1,000 people came out to mourn them yesterday, and great show of support. And the heat. You talk about the heat that they deal with as firefighters. They're dealing with that terrible heat out there right now in that area. Just
the heat alone, not even including the fire. Yep. Just putting the suit on and being in the heat.
Yes,
and then
sir.
You add the fire.
Yep. 130 degrees yesterday. The ridiculous, revolting, red-hot southwestern heat wave is what they called it. And when Las Vegas sets a new all-time high temperature record, something unpleasant is happening with the weather. And I think they set one yesterday, 130 degrees. Death Valley, as we noted last week, holds a record for the hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth, 134 degrees in 1913. Now it adds another crown, the hottest temperature during June in the continental United States, 130 degrees.
Well, there's a reason why they call it Death Valley, because there ain't nothing growing.
Man, it's hot. 130 degrees is hot. I cannot imagine that. You made a good analogy yesterday. Put your stove, turn your stove on, get it cooking, open that sucker, stick your head down there at the door and try to breathe. Mm-hmm. It's terrible.
That's kind of how it is, that dry heat. It's one of the ones to reach out and tell you it's hot.
It is hot. Terrible, man. Terrible, terrible, terrible thing.
But then you ain't got to worry about you're not sweating and all the icky sticky though. That's the only thing down about it.
That's
but then that would get you because you don't realize you're actually sweating. You just don't realize it, and you get more dehydrated out there faster.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. One more thing on this segment here, and I think we're going to get to some other stuff, but some divers have encountered a rare unicorn of the sea, and I've actually heard of this thing before, but never really seen it. They captured some good photos, and it's called the shy narwhals, and they're a weird looking fish. It almost looks like a parrot to me, flying, but it's in the shape of a fish. Looks like sort of a parrot. But they actually went down. It was a North Pole adventure when he realized likely to end the failure because narwhals are famously shy around boats and people, and very few underwater photographs of the strange-looking mammals exist. But they happened upon them, and they got some of them. And it's really, really weird-looking things. I mean, it looks sort of like when it has a bill out in front of it, some of them do. When it has that bill, it looks like a parrot in there, but it also looks like a little small or big, not otter, but kind of like an otter or I don't know, just like a small whale.
It seems like it's a very interesting creature.
It is. It's weird looking.
But how can it be a unicorn of the sea if unicorns are still a fabled creature? They don't discover this one, so it can't be unicorn
of the sea now.
But it can't be unicorn no more because it's been discovered. Unicorn ain't been discovered yet.
I guess so. But narwhals can measure up about 20 feet and weigh 35 pounds. Are amazing for many reasons. They're the most famous for their single long tusk, which look as if they're protruding from the mammal's foreheads. The spiral ivory tusk, which are evident only on males, are actually a single tooth that sprouts through the narwhal's upper lip. That's pretty neat, isn't it?
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. But they finally got some pictures of them. So they knew they were there. They just hadn't got very many pictures of them. Somebody asked me the other day, did I really think when I was in Myrtle Beach that there's millions or thousands of species? Is what he said. No. What he worded as, do you really think there's hundreds of species of things in the ocean that we don't even know of? I said, well, yeah.
There's probably more than hundreds. There's probably thousands of things out there.
There's thousands of things because some parts of the ocean, the big pond out there, are really, really deep.
And we can't get to it.
We can't get down there and even look at it half the time. And they're discovering new stuff every single year in the ocean that we don't know nothing about.
Oh, yeah. Every time they get something new that can go deeper and deeper, they're finding new stuff.
They sure are, man.
But it's amazing that we can't go down there with our vehicles, but there's creatures down there that can survive.
A sailfish, that is an amazing creature. I was watching something on it the other day. It can go down to depths of 1,600 feet and come up really fast and not suffer from it. Did you know that? They catch them down to 1,600 feet, and they bring them up really, really fast. They come up really fast, and they don't suffer the bends. They don't suffer any ill effects from it. I thought that was amazing.
Because a lot of it is, is how they produce their oxygen.
Yeah, it is.
And how we do.
Exactly. It's totally different than us. Hey, we're going to take a break here on the Good Outdoors. We'll come back, and we'll talk a little bit about Stephen Foster State Park and maybe possibly some scalloping. So y'all stay tuned.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't. And when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What's going on, y'all? This is JJ Lawhorn, and I'm coming to Valdosta for the 4th of July. I want to see you there so we can do some sitting on the tailgate.
Black Crow Media and Budweiser proudly announced the 18th annual Spirit of America celebration presented by Austin's Cattle Company. Join us this 4th of July in the parking lot of the Valdosta Mall beginning at 3 p.m. for a day full of food, fun, and live entertainment for free. Enjoy some of the best live music that South Georgia has to offer, including headliner JJ Lawhorn.
I won't back up, I don't back down.
And don't forget the fireworks.
Thank you to our community sponsors: Budweiser, Austin's Cattle Company, More Than Words Pediatric Therapy and Right Care Clinic, Spring Chase Apartments, The Lynx Apartments, The Gardens, Smitty's Package Store, Horizon RV, Shane's Rib Shack, Choice Automotive, Seasons Garden Center, and La Jalisco Supermarket and Taqueria. And thank you to the VLPRA for providing the fireworks.
But you'd think it's fringe. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
The Hayhire, Georgia business tradition requires principle, honesty, and integrity. You will find all three and more at Hayhire Automotive on West Main Street in Hayhire, Georgia. Whether it's tires, brakes, oil changes, or any major service on any car or truck, Hayhire Automotive will give you an upfront, accurate estimate with no surprises. Personal, honest, small town service is what being a Hayhire business is all about. Let us earn your business at Hayhire Automotive on West Main Street in Hayhire, Georgia. Proud supporter of the Good Outdoors.
Hey, this is Judd with T3 Outdoors. T3 Outdoors is Valdosta's newest Blue Buffalo dog feed dealer. We also carry 50-pound, 13% sweet feed for $8.99. But hey, feed isn't all we do at T3 Outdoors. We have one of the best selections of guns in town at some of the best prices. We buy, sell, trade, and consign guns daily. Last but not least, archery season will be here before you know it. We are Valdosta's exclusive Hoyt and Bowtech dealer with 2013 packages starting under $650. Please visit us at t3outdoors.com to learn more today.
Hello, everyone. Dim the lights. Let's do this. Let's get to it. Let's go.
Introducing the winner of Austin's Idol and receiving a $1,000 Austin's gift card, Mr. Steve Seller.
If you want a steak, a salad or fish plate, maybe drink a beer with a friend. Come in as you are. It ain't just a bar at the SCC. The good times never end. A basket full of peanuts, and the best part is it's an addiction you never have to quit. If you need a break, come along with me to Austin's Cattle Company. Oh yeah, to Austin's Cattle Company.
Austin's would like to thank everyone that participated in the contest and helping Austin's to remain an addiction you never have to quit. Congratulations to our winner and thank you from Austin's Cattle Company.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Welcome back this morning to the Good Outdoors, man. I tell you what, on 99.5 Kicks Country, couldn't ask for a better station to air on. Airing on so many counties, 100,000 watts reaches out all over South Georgia and North Florida, man. You got anything you want to talk about this morning, give us a call, 229-253-0995. Be glad to talk about it. I'm just covering some different things till we get to where I want to start covering. I may have somebody call in and talk about scallop season this morning and what's going on down there.
I was saying, I saw that picture you put up there was 2 bucketfuls.
2 buckets full of scallops. And I think Mike's going to call in and give us a little update sometime this morning, but found this report. It says ABC report tells Pompano Beach you will be overrun with cats. And
cats? What kind of cats are we talking?
Feral cats, wild cats. Just wild cats. And warns that Pompano City commissioners that a proposal under consideration by the city to deal with the feral cat issue constitutes sanctioned abandonments of cats that would ultimately lead to the city becoming overrun with feral cats. Let me tell you, feral cats are a problem. People don't understand this, but they're a problem in the outdoors. They kill so many birds and so many different animals and squirrels, birds, all kind of stuff throughout the year. They're actually having an impact in some areas on the bird population. People don't realize that.
Yeah, all the little rodents and stuff they can get a hold of. You figure?
I don't mind the rodents.
Ever seen a skinny wildcat?
No, never have. But I tell you what, you can ride behind Lake Park. And we do it all the time on the golf cart with Mackenzie and Aubrey. We'll stick them on the golf cart, and we'll go behind Winn-Dixie and behind the Mill Store Plaza looking at cats. And you can count 20 and 30 cats back there. And no joke. People feed them. There's people that go back there every afternoon or every other and feed these cats.
I'm saying, I'm going a little bit of that same way because I kind of feel bad for the cats, but at the same time, though, I know they're a problem. So I'm like.
They are a problem. If people would take care of their pets, their cats and their dogs, there wouldn't be near as many feral cats and wild dogs out there. But feral cats are a problem, and this report was specifically written for Pompano Beach City Commissioners at a wide application nationally. And there's nothing unique about Pompano Beach's feral cat issue. The 80 million feral cats across the country are absolutely having similarly horrific impacts on and posing threats to hundreds of other communities. Local leaders need to see the science on this and make informed, not emotional decisions. So you need to get rid of some of these cats, man. The impact, one of the more serious concerns about feral cats, the risk of contracting a parasitic disease, toxoplasmosis, from feral cats. A cat-infected disease can shed hundreds of millions of infectious eggs that generally remain infectious for up to 18 months. The impacts of this to humans may be severe. They may include sudden abortion of fetuses, fetal development defects, blindness, and neurological impairment. So, although contraction of this may occur by ingesting infectious eggs where cats have defecated in a garden, yard, sandbox, or beach, environmental contamination may be much broader and more dangerous for both humans and wildlife. So, this goes along with my genuinely love for cats.
You're adding more reasons to the list of why I don't like cats.
Well,
I've only really found one reason I like a cat, and it's when you get a cat that likes to lay up on your shoulder or something and purrs, or when you're laying down on their head and it's purring. That's about the only thing I like about a cat.
Nah. I don't care nothing about a cat, Darrell. You know that. I just don't care nothing about it. Let's go ahead and take this call this morning and see what they got to say. Good morning. You on the Good Outdoors?
Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm fine. This Wanda.
Hey, Wanda.
Earlier, y'all was talking about Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq Attack.
Yeah, he's pretty nice. We seen him at the Petro down there in Lake Park.
Yeah.
And he was nice enough. He signed autographs for everybody and took pictures with everybody that come running up and attacking him and everything.
He's a hard guy to miss, isn't he? He kind of stands out.
Yeah. It was funny watching, though, because everybody, you would have thought it was the president or something.
Well, I know. I've heard that about him on several different occasions, that he's really, really nice. And when people see him and recognize him, that they will stop and sign autographs. I think he's still kind of amazed at people that really just look up to him and love him like that. And I think it's a good thing for somebody with his stature, and his presence in the community to give back to the community the way he's trying to do. I think it's a good thing. And when did you see him down there?
It was last year, close to the end of last year.
Must have been just going through.
Great. As far as the cats are concerned, over at the Nashville nursing home, they keep a lot of feral cats out there. They said it keeps the mice away.
Well, they do. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a place for cats, and that place is outside for me. They do catch mice, and they love to show them off. They'll bring them up there to you and say, hey, look what I done. I'm doing my job. But not for 20 and 30 out behind one building or one place.
Like at one time, it was so bad over there. Every time I dumped my cans, cats would fall on top of my truck, and I would have to get up there, especially the kittens, and I would have to get up there and get them off the top of my truck.
Golly.
And so I called the dog pound one day, and they said that they want to keep them out there. They say they keep the mice away. So,
well, if they read this report here about some of the things that can happen with feral cats if the population is too high, they'd probably want to get rid of some of them.
And the smartest thing you've said since the show started was if everybody would take care of their animals, we wouldn't have this problem.
Exactly
that is so
right.
true.
And I'm an animal lover. I mean, I love to eat animals that I shoot. You know that. But at the same time, I don't agree with throwing a cat or a dog out, and letting them fend for themselves. I think if you're going to do that, you need to have your pets spayed or neutered, where they can't get out and overpopulate.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I love to eat the animals my brother shoots, but I love my dogs. There ain't no doubt about it.
Yeah, Michelle has the 2 dogs at home, and they're inside dogs. As bad as I don't like that, they're inside dogs. But I hate cats. I've always hated cats. I've never liked cats whatsoever. I think cats are evil.
I do too.
And I think they should, go behind the Lake Park down there behind Winn-Dixie and behind the Mill Store Plaza and get rid of some of these cats.
There's a lot of them back there. I pick up back there, too, and there's a lot of them back there. And they can run up to 30 miles an hour because I had one running even with my truck one time.
Yeah, they're not slow. They are fast. You ought to try to take a cat that knows what a snake is, and I did this when I was little. But if it's an outdoor cat and it knows what a snake is, you ought to try to drop that cat on top of that dead snake, okay? And I've done this several times. We'll never do it on a live snake because I don't mess with live snakes. But it looks like that cat never touches the ground. That cat's so fast. It looks like it never touches the ground. Like he just flies off of that snake. That snake, if he was alive, he would have never had no chance to bite the cat. It's too fast for the snake.
I never knew that.
Yeah, but I've done that with dead oak snakes and stuff, that come up to the house and won't leave, and you have to get rid of them. It scares my mom to death, so I'd kill it and the cat was outside. Daddy'd say, that cat knows what a snake is. Try to drop it on it. And I'd try to drop it on it, and that cat never would touch the ground.
Well, I'm pulling up at work.
All right. Well, have a good day.
Yeah, y'all too.
All right. Bye-bye.
That's like the same thing with cats if they've ever been thrown in a pool. Throw a cat into a pool and see how fast it doesn't touch that water as it runs across it.
Oh, yeah, man. It's something else, man. Cats are just, they have their place. People love cats. People love their cats. There's nothing wrong with somebody having a pet. And if you want to have a pet cat, go ahead. I just think cats are the devil. I just think they have a direct line to Satan himself.
I done seen the stories and the reports and stuff. A cat sitting there watching me. Yeah. All I have pictures that thing wants to eat me. Unlike my dog when it sits there and looks at me and gives me that look, all I see is that thing wants to come over there and lick me.
Yeah.
That cat looks like it wants to eat me.
That cat wants to bite you, wants to figure out how to trip you at night if he's in the house or whatever. If you got to get up and go to the bathroom, first thing he's going to do is get between your feet and he's going to trip you and make you bump your head on the door or the nightstand or something. Cats are evil. I'm telling you, they're just absolutely evil. So,
like I said, the only thing I like about them is if you get one that just likes to sit by your head while you're sleeping and purr and don't do nothing else.
I hear you. I want to talk a little bit about some of the biggest deer killed in the state of Georgia this year. Some of them were reported, and some of them were kind of kept quiet.
Mm-hmm. I kept mine quiet.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine so. There's Brooks County has another monster, and I know of 3 different monster bucks that come from Brooks County. Again, last year, big deer, but there's a Brooks County 10-pointer. He was killed. Let's see. A tract of timber near the Little River yielded this 11-pointer that scored 163 2/8, and he is absolutely huge. Richard Kent of Moultrie, and this is out of Georgia Sportsman magazine. This deer is huge, man. He's an absolute monster. Beautiful, beautiful deer. But another Brooks County 10-pointer. I mean, it's unreal. It's got stickers. I mean, it's just a beautiful deer. Well, there's another. Let's see. I'm reading the wrong one. I'm sorry. Richard Kent of Moultrie downed this buck in Brooks County. The rack netted a score of 158 3/8 Boone and Crockett. It's an absolutely huge deer. I mean, you can't say enough about it. It's beautiful racks. That just lets you know you don't see all the deer that come out of the state of Georgia. I've got more of them to talk about, too, after we come back from this break. But there's several deer come from the state of Georgia that people didn't even hear about or see this year, so we're going to cover some of that. Thanks for listening to The Good Outdoors. We'll be right back.
With over 40,000 machines in the field, the pro's choice is Dixie Chopper. Be a pro. Buy a chopper. Built right here in America with one simple goal. Build a mower that cuts more grass and doesn't break when you use it. Be a pro. Buy a chopper. With Chopper's price, performance, and reliability guarantee, make the smart choice. Be a pro. Buy a chopper.
We're running out of time. We're drawing the line. This is our battle cry.
Huntin' is Good TV is an action-packed hunting show with a mission to secure our hunting heritage. Join Steve Nichols, Trey Weatherington, and Neil Armati each week as they hunt across the U.S. and Canada with pro athletes, actors, wounded warriors, kids, and regular old Joes who know hunting is good. Huntin' is Good TV airs on Pursuit Channel and is available on Dish Network Channel 240 and DirecTV Channel 604. For more info, visit huntingisgoodtv.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/HIG TV show. You can also use your high-speed internet connection to watch online by logging on to filmon.com at the airtimes posted on our website. And remember, hunting is good.
This is our battle cry.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta.
So, Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Welcome back this morning to the Good Outdoors. We're talking a little bit about some deer that were killed in the state of Georgia that you may or may not know about this year that may not have made the headlines. Brooks County has another monster come out. Colquitt County has an 11-pointer that was killed by Keith Luke of Lennox. And he's been hunting Warrior Creek for 25 years, and he killed a monster 11-point deer. I'm trying to find out exactly what this deer scored, but he was huge. Let's see. It was Keith Luke. Let's see which one that one is. I think that might have been the 160-something inch deer. I don't know. Yeah, Keith Luke, 163 2/8. Wow. That's a giant deer, which will ticker points on it. You just never know, you know. In Hancock County, they got a non-typical that come out this year. He was hunting Hancock County hunting lease. Tom Rogers discovered an impressive line of fresh rubs and scrapes several days after setting out trap camera. He was shocked to find photos of a huge 14-point non-typical, and he wound up killing this deer, and it scored on non-typical 175 7/8. Another monster. And then, of course, Worth County. Yeah, Brooks County, Worth County, those consistently, man, they consistently do, score big deer.
Is Worth next to Brooks?
No, Worth County's over around Albany.
Okay.
It's in the same kind of general area that the Flint River drainage and the good soils and all over there. But this guy killed a monster over there, 169 7/8. Man, that's a huge deer. And he goes to a Worth County farm he annually hunts, and he made a few early season scouting trips and found the deer. And man, it's just amazing how things like that can happen. You never knew the deer was really even there, and all of a sudden, I mean, you put yourself in the right place to hunt, you're gonna kill these big deer. But that's 4 bucks that come from the state of Georgia that a lot of people did not know about last year. It's in this month's edition of Georgia Sportsman, and they're huge. They're absolutely huge. But I'm looking at the Hancock County one right now. It actually has a drop tine on it, and it has one protruding. Wow, that's a beautiful deer. But it has one protruding forward, kind of like a unicorn, out from the right antler of this deer. Unbelievable picture. And then the Worth County monster, it has some sticker points on it. Look like it's going to have some drop tines, but it has some absolutely long tine length on it, man. Just beautiful deer. Unbelievable deer. Hard to believe that kind of deer is in the state of Georgia and we don't even know about it.
Oh, they're out there.
Yep.
I'm saying I can see out there in Brooks County. Brooks County's a lot of thick woods and stuff out there. Just people just can't get to all the areas, and they're holding up in there.
You go to areas or in counties that just don't have. They have a lot of agricultural crops in Worth County, Brooks County, Colquitt County, and that just helps the deer grow. The soil's right, the soil's better.
It seems like a lot of the rivers go through there, and the thickness of they can get out there and hide. But then all that crop and stuff. So they got a nice little smorgasbord out there for them to say.
Yeah, they do. I want to shift gears a little bit, and I want to cover a little bit about Stephen C. Foster State Park. I think around the 5 o'clock hour, we got somebody calling in about some scalloping that's going on. I think Mike Farmer's going to join us. He'll call in and tell us what they're doing down there. He shared a picture with us on the Good Outdoors. I put up there this morning. Y'all be sure to check out our Facebook page at the Good Outdoors and with a Z, and like us on there if you hadn't, and join the 8,200 other people that like the page. And We try to keep it updated as much as we can with what's going on locally, whether it's fishing. Put a picture up of my brother-in-law while we were up in Myrtle Beach. I put a picture up on there. My brother-in-law, he'd caught a six-pound bass in Ohio. Big bass for Ohio. You know, down here, that's a nice. I would love to catch a 6-pound bass every time I went down here, but you actually have the chance more down here than you do in Ohio doing it. He's very proud of that fish. I'm very proud for him. I'd be very proud for a 6-pound bass every time I caught it.
So 6 pounds is good for bass. Yeah, all I'm saying, when you're talking some of these names, 6 pounds, I don't like, nah, that's nothing big.
Well, I can tell you this. I've caught bass in my lifetime, and I haven't fished much in the past 10 to 15 years. I'm almost ashamed to say for bass like I used to. But I've caught them up to 9.5 pounds. I've never broke the 10-pound range. I've caught them up to 9.5 pounds, but I've caught, I don't know how many bass in the 7.5 to 9 pound range. I mean, I bet you I'd venture to say I've caught 15 to 20, which is, I think, a good number. For as much as I fished back then, I think is a real good number. But I never broke the 10-pound range. But the number of fish that I caught between 7 to 9.5 pounds, is just pretty good. Up there, you just don't do it. They just, they don't have the growing season that we do down here. Their water's cold.
I'm used to, I like to go do some good old shark fish and stuff like that when I was growing up. I want to catch a fish that I want to be able to feed many people. I don't want to have to go and catch a whole bunch of fish. Unless you like to fish, I guess where I let it came to. I really didn't like to sit there and waste so much time. I just want to get in there, get what I need, and get out.
You want to feed a bunch of people, you can go catch a bunch of speckled perch, a bunch of brim, and things like that. Catch one big shark, of course, you can do it that way.
Brim, I look at brim as bait fish.
Well, brim are actually really good. I would love to have some fresh red bellies out the river. Brim. Now, you talk about a good eating.
Maybe if I can get someone that knows how to cook it up. I've always been at some of these restaurants, and they just put so much breading and batter on it.
No. You cannot, Darrell, you cannot go to a restaurant and order brim. If you don't go to a restaurant, you got to order catfish. But you can't go to a restaurant and order brim and expect it to be cooked the way, and fresh. There's nothing better. And Ricky, if you're listening to Ricky Stone, I guarantee you probably are. There's nothing better than getting on the river like Ricky and them do on the river trip and catching them massive red bellies and getting out, whether you do it right there on the bank and cooking them or you carry them home and cook them right then. Nothing better than that there.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Getting some bluegill, go into a pond, catch some bluegill and carry them home and never freeze them, just cook them. Go anywhere to St. John's River and catch a bunch of fish and bring them back and cook them. It's nothing better than that at all.
You can't beat it. Well, that's why I go, especially when I lived down in Key West when I was growing up. Jumping out, go out in the backyard, which was water. Get your gear out there. You go get your crab, your lobster, put it in a bag, and right from there, right to a pot.
Yeah,
you can't get any better than that.
I tell you, you can't. You sure can't. And a great place to do that would be down there at Stephen C. Foster State Park. Now, this is an unbelievable place to go. I've been there many, many times. It's right down there in Fargo. It's the headwaters of the Swanee River. It's the Okefenokee Swamp. Huge, absolutely huge place. And it's a remote park, and it's the primary entrance to the legendary Okefenokee Swamp, one of Georgia's 7 natural wonders. Spanish moss lake trees reflect off the black waters, and deer, ibis, herons, woodstocks, turtles, alligators, raccoons, black bears, woodpeckers, and numerous other creatures make their home in the 402,000-acre refuge. Huge place.
What was that again?
The Okefenokee Swamp.
How many acres?
402,000.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it says stargazers will particularly appreciate the dark sky, which is a good place to go to watch the meteor shower. Astronomy programs with an 18-inch telescope are sometimes offered. So it'd be a great place. I guarantee you the last of this month, they'll probably have it the last 2 days down there where you can look at it.
It almost seems like it'd be so nice. No outside light source that you wouldn't need much of anything to see except your eyes.
Well, the park staff offer guided boat tours at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Same-day reservations are recommended. Most adventurous visitors may wish to rent canoes, kayaks, or john boats for further explanation, or you can take your own boats. They have a public boat ramp right here. Fishing in the lake is excellent, particularly for warmouth, bluegill, catfish, chain pickerel, and bowfin. And boating is depending upon the water level. Right now, it's at full pool down there. So they have an excellent rain. The swamp is actually at full pool. Time to go down there.
Maybe it'll stay full and then they'll stop burning.
Oh, yeah. Ain't burning. I don't think it's burning this year yet. But, man, let me tell you, they'll tell you down there that they don't have any largemouth bass in there. I can tell you from firsthand experience that there is. They say the water is too tannic down there for them, but they are starting to recognize there are some bass in there, and I've caught bass in there. But what I've loved to catch down there is the jackfish. When I was young, we used to go down there and jackfish some. There's so many alligators in there, man. It's unreal. Several years ago, there was a guy put up a video last year, 2 or 3 years ago, about a feeding frenzy of the alligators. And, man, that was crazy. And it happened right there at the park entrance. There's a canal. When you put in there, the canal leads out to the main part of the swamp where you can go several different ways. And that's where this took place at, and the guy videoed it. And it's a rare event. All these alligators, they kind of hoard up together and hoard these fish up in one location to go on a feeding frenzy. And this guy's in a boat in the middle of this feeding frenzy. I got to find that video. It's absolutely
It started out raining in the morning, and it cleared, got some holes in where everybody could get on out there. And yesterday was the same thing again.
I think it's going to be the same way pretty much all week.
Yeah, just hope it doesn't rain so much we have the problems we did last year. Last year we got so much rain and the river stayed so full of water that it muddied everything up. For 7 or 8 miles each way out of the river, just was so muddy you couldn't even see the fine scallops last year.
Wow. So what are people saying this year? Are they easy to find or harder to find or what? What are people saying?
They've been pretty easy to find for the most part if you've had any experience with the areas. The people that are coming in that aren't experienced with the area, they're really kind of having to look, and it's hit and miss. We're having a lot of them come through at the marina that's bringing in their limits, and then there's some that's coming in and says, we found 10 scallops.
Wow.
As the holiday comes up, 4th of July, there'll be more people on the water actually scalloping, and the novices can just follow the group of boats and won't have much of a problem.
Follow the leader type deal, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you'll come up on a group and you'll see 200 boats out together, so you can just kind of slip in and find you a place where you can.
Mm-hmm. Well, you personally, would you know in the area real well? I guess you're doing okay down there, aren't you? You've been out a few times, and you probably limited every time?
Oh, yeah. We've been bringing in groups of 5 people to get the 2 gallons per person. We've been bringing in our 10 gallons, so it's been pretty easy there. But Saturday was kind of a slow start. I mean, we hit several places and didn't do too well, and then the last place we anchored off on, we got the majority of our limit right there in one little area.
Wow. Got to be a fun time, I guarantee it, man. I didn't look up Steinhatchee's weather, but I can tell you for today here, it's 90% chance of rain. So, I don't know if y'all going to be able to get out on the water today or not.
There'll be people out on the water. There was some that went out yesterday through the middle of the rain. There was no lightning really apparent in parts of it, so they said, we're going to get wet anyway. They went on out. It's kind of tough when the clouds are out. A couple of weeks ago when I was there on the show and we were talking about picking up scallops, the couple of things that really help with it is when there's an incoming tide, and sunshine also makes the scallops really come up and turn with their eyes up towards you, or you can find them pretty easy. When the cloudy skies, or if you're on a slack tide, they just really lay down and they're camouflaged down the grass and really hard to find.
Mm-hmm. Man, sounds like y'all having a good season so far. Wish you luck and hope it all keeps up and you keep limiting out every time you go. And pretty soon I got to get down there with you because I want to get down there and enjoy some of the outdoor activities of scalloping.
Yes, sir. You guys come on anytime you get ready, and we'll put a trip together and do it.
Sounds good, buddy. Good talking to you. Thanks for calling in, Mike. Keep us informed and keep the pictures coming to us.
All right, so y'all have a good one.
All right,
Thank you.
See you, buddy.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, Mike Farmer from down at Steinhatchee, man. Sounds like they're tearing the scallops up pretty good when they get the weather permitting.
Oh, yeah, as long as that weather holds out. And, yeah, looking at that radar, they got some rain in their area down there.
Ooh-wee, man, it looks kind of rough out there. We're going to cover the weather a little bit later on in the forecast. But scalloping, man, it's in full swing down there in Steinhatchee, Florida, and around the Gulf. Y'all get down there. Season's open, and if you're going scalloping this weekend, if that's in your planning, a lot of people are going to be off for like a 4-day weekend. Got July 4th coming up on a Thursday, and a lot of people will be off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday along with that. Excuse me. Sorry, Dr.
Yeah, no, something about be safe out of the road traveling.
That's right. Be safe going down and coming back. Be safe on the water. But if you're going, give us a call. Let us know. And 229-253-0995. If you're going down to Steinhatchee, if you need some pointers, we can put you in touch with Mike Farmer. Or we can put you in touch with the guy with Steady Reeling. He was in here with Mike a couple weeks ago. Don't remember his name right off the top of my head, but great guy, and they're very knowledgeable about what they do, down there scalloping and fishing and all that. So, but if you don't know anything about it, give us a call, 229-253-0995. Before Mike called in, we were talking a little bit about Stevens C. Foster State Park. There's so many things to do down there. Right now, they're having sunset boat tours Saturdays from 7:30 to 9:30 in the evenings up until July 27th. And the little article thing here says, dare to venture out in the swamp at night, see which creatures lurk after dark. After the sun sets, see the stars come out, and the alligator's eyes glow bright red with the aid of a spotlight. Sign up at the office. Space is limited, $15 to $20 per person. A little bit on the expensive side, if looking at it at $15 to $20, but it's a 2-hour tour.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. He takes you all over the swamp. But let me tell you,
someone else controlling the boat, you just got to sit back and enjoy it. Yeah, I can do that.
Oh yeah, we took a boat tour down there a couple of years ago, just during the day, and it's amazing going up in this swamp, watching how the ecosystem works down there. There's so many things there to do. You got trails to walk on. You can walk to the dam to where, the headwaters of the Swanee River is. You can see all of that and see. They actually broke the dam down there, I think, in 4 places, and they're wanting to put the swamp back to its original form.
They need to.
They went in there years ago and dammed up the swamp and made a spillway for the river to go through. But now I think they went there and busted it in 4 places and put it back to its natural state. They were worried about it, but now it's back to full pool. I was talking to a guy down there just the other day. It's back to full pool, and it's amazing that Mother Nature just takes care of herself like that. There's trails, there's walking, hiking trails down there. Or there's other places we're going to cover in just a minute, but they have a kayak, a person that loves to kayak, and I haven't done this yet. I've got to get out there and try. And I have so many friends that do it. Mike G does it. Mike Jabor.
Oh, he loves it. That's all he talks about is getting out there in that kayak and doing some fishing.
And he's just started. That's the thing. He's just started and got into this, and he is hooked, man, on fishing.
Yeah, he's
now.
hooked. And you start talking to him, I think he's done some research because he seems like he's been fishing for years the way he talks.
John Peake and Dawson and their family out at Southwind, they love to get on their kayaks and go. And that would be a great place to go on a kayak, is out there in the Okefenokee fishing, or just going on just a kayak ride. I don't want to go in a canoe. Canoes are better than they used to be. I've turned over a canoe or two in my life. I'd rather not be in that. I'd rather be in a little small John boat. But let me tell you something about this Okefenokee. You can get lost in that sucker. There's trails in there everywhere. The canals leading up in it. You will get lost if you don't know where you're going. You got.
I wouldn't definitely want to be lost at nighttime there.
I'd have to. There's people lost all the time out there. They have to go get them. When I was talking to the ranger the other day about it, they have to go find them. I definitely would have a GPS if I went.
I'm gonna have some kind of beeping device when I go out there. If I don't come back at nighttime, just look me up on the GPS.
That's right. But it's a great place to go, man, these cabins. You can go down there and see wildlife all the time. There'll be deer up around these cabins, up in there eating and all. Going into this state park is a National Wildlife Refuge, and they hold hunts down there all the time. You have to actually drive through the National Wildlife Refuge to get into the Stephen C. Foster State Park. And you're allowed to hunt on the Wildlife Refuge. I don't know if it's a quota hunt. I think it's a quota hunt. You have to sign in and stuff like that. I'm not sure. I'll do some research close to deer season. But there's getting to be some better deer. I was talking to Michael down there the other day, one of the rangers there, and he's been watching deer for the past 3 years that he's been down there, 3 or 4 years. He's been watching one buck, and he keeps telling me, he says, Darrell, I know where this buck lives. I know where he crosses. You need to come down there and hunt him. I think I'm going to take him up on it during bow season this year. I said, Michael, just keep on looking and telling me where he's at, and let's set up a stand, and I'll go in there and see if I can kill him, and you can have all the meat. Just tell me where to kill him at. So.
Oh, you just want the trophy.
I do. He's doing all the work. I'll just go in there and kill him, and he can have the meat, because I'm sure I'll kill 2 or 3 more during the season. But there's a lot of things to do down there. We'll cover some more Stephen C. Foster State Park and possibly the other side of it whenever we come back here on the Good Outdoors. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
When I was at an automobile accident, I was working with the other driver's insurance company, and I felt they were trying to take advantage of me. The insurance company offered me a lowball settlement which didn't compensate me for any of my medical bills, loss of income, or pain and suffering. The insurance company never thought I would hire a lawyer. I called Carl Fulp to help with my problem.
Call Carl, 242-1434.
Carl Fulp is a trial lawyer in Valdosta who works hard to get his clients the compensation they deserve.
Call Carl, 242-1434. 1434.
If you want an attorney with experience and courtroom success to work to get you the best possible results,
Call Carl, 242-1434.
whether it's a car wreck, medical malpractice, a slip and fall, some other accident, or a workers' comp claim.
Call Carl, 242-1434.
For professional and friendly service, contact Carl Fulp at 2935 North Ashley Street in Valdosta. Injured? Need legal help?
Call Carl, 242-1434.
Or visit fulplaw.com.
Hey, this is Judd with T3 Outdoors. T3 Outdoors is Valdosta's newest Blue Buffalo dog feed dealer. We also carry 50-pound, 13% sweet feed for $8.99. But hey, feed isn't all we do at T3 Outdoors. We have one of the best selections of guns in town at some of the best prices. We buy, sell, trade, and consign guns daily. Last but not least, archery season will be here before you know it. We are Valdosta's exclusive Hoyt and Bowtech dealer with 2013 packages starting under $650. Please visit us at t3outdoors.com to learn more today.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta.
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lessons facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back to The Good Outdoors. We talked a little bit about scalloping. You know, had Mike Farmer call in down at Steenhatchee and give a report of what's going on since scallop season opened. They actually had it opened a couple of days early. The governor come down and said, hey, we're going to open this thing on Saturday instead of Monday. And y'all get after it. You know, I think he made an announcement Thursday. Said that's a good thing. He opened a couple of days early, and then we were talking about Stevens C. Foster State Park, and the great things to do down there. There's nature trails. You can walk through the swamp area, and it highlights different trees and shrubs and plants. And then on the other side of the lake, on the northern edge of the Okefenokee Swamp, is the Laura S. Walker State Park, and that's another fine place. I've been there one time several years ago, but it's 626 acres. They have 44 tent, trailer, and RV campsites, 7 picnic shelters, 4 group shelters, a group camp, and a pioneer campground. They also have a 120-acre lake, which is currently closed to boating due to beach construction, swimming beach opening on the summer of 2013. So it'd be interesting to know if that's open yet. And they have the Lakes Grill at the Lakes Golf Course. They have a golf course and pro shop there. So, and activities include golf, fishing, boat and water skiing. 10 horsepower restriction except between 9 a.m. 6 p.m. I guess when you can ski, it could be hard to ski behind 10 horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we got a call coming in. Let's take it right quick. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How you doing?
What's going on, fella?
Ain't much to it, man. What's going on with you?
On my way to work.
I hear you. Headed to work, huh? You ever been in any of these state parks or been scalloping or anything that we're talking about this morning?
I don't know what y'all talking about this morning, but as far as state parks, Spruill Bluff and Thompson.
Okay. Yeah, who is this we talking to?
I mean, really?
I thought it was. Man, how you doing?
No, I won't even talk to you no more.
Well, I ain't heard from you in forever.
I just called last week.
Well, I was out last week. I was in Myrtle Beach. So I didn't. That was Steve you was talking to. How's it been going, man?
It's been going.
Are you liking the move you made?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good deal, man.
Living with in-laws, I'm sure everybody knows how that goes.
Yeah, I lived with my in-laws for the entire week last week while we were in Myrtle Beach, and that's all I could take.
I think you're not in jail.
Oh, man. So you checking out all the life going on. I mean, you know everything about where you're at up there now, but you finding some good places to go hunting and fishing yet?
Yeah. Yeah, I can get my hands on some good places. I've got my great uncle actually owns about 3,000 acres in Tweaks County, and he's got a big game, trophy-sized management area.
Nice, man.
Real nice.
Good deal, man. That's real good. Well, you need to get some things checked out up there. Maybe we can get up there and do some hog hunting or some deer hunting or some fishing or something with you this year. I'd like to get up there. Since I never got over to the other place, I'd like to get up there with you this year sometime and hang out.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Well, man, good to hear from you again. Appreciate you calling in this morning, and check back with us anytime you can, buddy.
All right.
Good to hear from you. All right, buddy.
All right.
Always good to hear from Blake, man. He moved from Boston up there to around middle Georgia.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking about he went from small to large. He didn't take no small steps.
No, he didn't. We're talking a little bit about Laura S. Walker State Park, man. There's a lot of things to do over there also, golfing, fishing, boating, and water skiing. You on the big lake, you can water ski between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. And, man, it's just nice place. Playgrounds, lake swimming, hiking and biking, nearly 4 miles of nature trails, wildlife observation platform. You can have weddings with the park approval required. You got lots of nearby attractions there. Just a great place to go. The one thing that I like, I've always been interested in this one plant, and what do they call it? The pincher plant? Is that what they're calling it there? I think it is. It says,
I'm lost with you.
Well, it's carnivorous pitcher plants, and it's like the Venus flytrap. Those things, they're funny. I've always been interested in them, and you can see them down in Okefenokee Swamp, and they actually open up, and when a fly or something lands on them, I think it gets stuck, and they close up, and they digest that fly, mosquitoes and all kinds of stuff.
All those are cool.
They are neat, and they have them there, walking and biking along the lake's edge and nature trails, visitors may spot the shy gopher tortoise, numerous oak varieties, small or saw palmettos, yellow shafted flickers, which I don't know what the hell that is, warbles, owls, and great blue herons. There's all kinds of, go down to the swamp, man. Just go to the Okefenokee Swamp if you've never been, and go with one of the rangers. Go out on one of these boat trips. You will see things that you've seen before, but you've never realized what they are and what they do. The Okefenokee Swamp was logged so many years ago. On this side of it over here, on the Stephen C. Foster side, they have a little museum type deal that you can go into.
Mm-hmm.
Shows you all about the logging that took place on the cypress swamps years and years ago. They actually built train tracks into these islands on this swamp where they went and cut the cypress logs out of there.
Man.
Finally, the United States federal people stepped in and said, hey, you got to stop this. You're taking too much out of the swamp. You got to stop. And they stopped all the cutting in there, but the history behind it is unbelievable. We actually, some of our distant relatives, early relatives, the Griffithses, were a big part of the logging and all down there, and you can see them, Lem Griffiths and people like that. You can see some of their pictures and all in that museum. It's very interesting. It shows you how they went in there and got this stuff out. Shows you the history of the swamp. Our grandmother, she's getting 90 years old now. She remembers when she was a kid living down there in the swamp, and actually one of the children in the household was sick, and screaming sick, and they had to go to get the doctor back then. She's 90 years old, so that's back around 1920s. They had to go get the doctor and bring the doctor out to the house. Well, they were left there, and there was a panther outside hearing this baby cry, and they said she could still remember this day. She told me about this 20 years ago. She said, I can still remember the sound that panther was making, screaming outside, wanting to get to that kid.
Now, was it maybe wanting to get to it to eat, or maybe wanting to protect?
Well, we don't know, and they wouldn't open the door to find out and ask it either.
I wouldn't either, but it makes you wonder, what was it? Was it because of baby crying? Maybe it was one going to protect, or hey, they thought it was food.
You can't never tell. I don't know. It's strange how that attracts different animals, that way, but I'm sure it wasn't a good thing. I don't think it would have been. But I also remember Daddy and my uncle and granddaddy, they were talking, this is a story they shared with us when we were little. Steve would remember it if he was here, I believe. But they'd go down there in their early days of hunting for me, and Steve was even thought of. In the early days of hunting, they'd go down there to Fargo to the wildlife refuge area, and they'd rent a cabin. And they were in that cabin one night asleep, and hogs. There's hogs all in the swamp down there. You can imagine that, bears, hogs, deer, all kind of wildlife. But a big, giant hog, big old boar hog, they said, come up there while they were asleep and was rubbing its back on one of the corners of the house, scratching its back as hogs will do on trees and stuff.
But it probably wasn't just no little bitty, soft scratch.
They said it was absolutely huge, and it was, hitting the cabin, knocking it. And it was like, what in the world is going on? Woke them all up. And we'll go outside, when they were kind of like, I don't want to go outside. You go outside. You just woke up. Anyway, they kind of ganged up, went outside, and it was a big old hog that run off where they could, do anything with it at night. But it's absolutely huge. So you can just imagine the way it was. The life in the swamp back then was a carefree time, but it was also a very, very tough time. When you were logging back in the early 1900s down there in the swamp, man, it was just, life, a lot simpler life back then, but a lot harder life back then, as we've talked about so many times. But go visit some of these state parks. Laura S. Walker State Park, I guess maybe an hour and a half drive from here. Stephen C. Foster Park, probably maybe an hour drive from here. Go down, through the Flatwoods, leave Eccles County, go through Statenville, go all the way to Fargo, hang a right, go across the river and hang your first left, and go another 18 miles till you run to the state park. 18 miles of woods, basically. There's a few. There's a few fishing camps along the way right there. Griffith's Fish Camps right through there on the Swanee River.
Now, I was looking at the map. It seems like there's a whole bunch of stuff in that area you can get a hold of yourself over.
Man, I tell you, you don't have much cell phone signal down there either.
That's the best part.
Man, no, you get down there in the middle of the swamp.
You can't be disturbed, and you can really enjoy the outdoors.
Yes, sir. Nothing better than that. So if you got any, if y'all have had anything to do with any of these state parks, give us a call, 229-253-0995. I guarantee I'm missing stuff. There's places down in that area that you can go on the edge of this swamp and pay to hog hunt, pay to deer hunt, pay to do all kind of stuff down there. But just go visit these state parks. These state parks need our help. The funding's being cut every single year, but it's still only $5 for a carload. Load a carload of people up, kids up with you, and take them to these state parks. Support these state parks. Keep going on the nature trails, getting kids outdoors, showing them what the outdoors is all about. That's what we preach here, and that's a great thing to do, man. Get out and show them what it's about. Show them birds, show them alligators, teach them stuff.
Oh yeah, it's sometimes you'll be amazed what kids do when they get out there and just see those creatures out there living in their natural habitat.
Yes, sir. It stimulates their mind, and it gets their mind off of everything else. And it's just a great place to go. I can't say enough about the state parks in Georgia, and we've covered two of them this morning, and two of the best ones in this area as far as I'm concerned. We got Reed Bingham right here. We got Grand Bay right up the street here, not very far from us.
No, I'm saying, do they have elephants there?
They don't have any elephants there.
Well, that'd be a good thing, because there was one park, some people got attacked by the elephant.
Yeah, we were talking about it on the break a while ago. That's a pretty interesting story. Hey, we'll be right back here on the Good Outdoors. We're going to cover the weather and several other things. Thanks for listening on 99.5 Kicks Country.
Wow, look at Bob trimming the grass. He's so fast.
I know, and that mower is so big.
And it's got a huge deck.
And it cuts the long grass with deep roots so easily.
Yeah, Bob's a bad boy.
When you want to cut grass like a champion, get yourself a Bad Boy mower from Nashville Tractor. Nashville Tractor carries an exclusive line of Bad Boy zero-turn mowers. See them now at Nashville Tractor in Valdosta and in Nashville.
Quitman, Georgia, and antiques go hand in hand. Tammy's Antiques and Consignment, located at 211 East Screven Street in Quitman, is a traditional Southern antique shop with a little twist, offering a consignment program that fits like a glove in the spacious downtown shop. But the real twist is Zumba. That's right, Tammy also offers Zumba fitness classes as well as tanning. Come by and check out the literally thousands of items upstairs and down. And if you have an item that you want Tammy to sell, bring it in. That's Tammy's Antiques and Consignment, 211 East Screven Street, Quitman, or give Tammy a call at 229-506-9146.
What's going on, y'all? This is JJ Lawhorn, and I'm coming to Valdosta for the 4th of July. I want to see you there so we can do some sitting on the tailgate.
Sitting on a tailgate.
Black Crow Media and Budweiser proudly announce the 18th annual Spirit of America celebration presented by Austin's Cattle Company. Join us this 4th of July in the parking lot of the Valdosta Mall beginning at 3 p.m. for a day full of food, fun, and live entertainment for free. Enjoy some of the best live music that South Georgia has to offer, including headliner J.J. Lawhorn.
I won't back up, I don't back down.
And don't forget the fireworks.
Thank you to our community sponsors: Budweiser, Austin's Cattle Company, More Than Words Pediatric Therapy and Ryan Care Clinic, Spring Chase Apartments, The Lynx Apartments, The Gardens, Smitty's Package Store, Horizon RV, Shane's Rib Shack, Joyce Automotive, Seasons Garden Center, and La Jalisco Supermarket and Taqueria. And thank you to the VLPRA for providing the fireworks.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at Exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, Exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea's Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel, is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea's Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Tea's for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea's Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great southern barbecue like it's supposed to be. And don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee! Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the Good Outdoors. Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Yeah, welcome back this morning to The Good Outdoors. Man, I'm trying to share a video here. I'm in the middle of it. Don't know if I can get it shared or not, but I'm going to do my best. It was the gator feeding frenzy caught on tape down there in Clinch County, Georgia, down there in the Okefenokee Swamp a couple years ago. Man, it's an awesome. Yep, I got it. It's an awesome video. It's something else to watch, man. I tell you, it's if I can get it shared to our page, I think a lot of people have probably seen this. I believe I got it shared. It's crazy to watch these alligators do what they're doing. And also had a viewer on here. I've got to get back to it. The internet's been a little slow this morning. They asked, our listener, not a viewer, the listener asked how much meat, how many pounds of meat these two 5-gallon buckets will yield. Well, during the break, I asked Mike Farmer, he said they had almost 7 pounds of meat from 10 gallons in the shell. He said that's a little above normal, so that's actually some good size scallops. But 7 pounds, that's a pretty good haul.
7 pounds, that's quite a bit.
Yeah,
that's enough for about 2 people.
Yeah, that's probably enough for 3 people. I don't believe I could eat that many.
That's a lot of scallops there.
That's a lot, and I'm actually responding to that as we speak. I just can't multitask good this morning. There, I don't know what's going on. But Demery Godwin chimed in this morning. Thanks for chiming in, buddy. He said it's hump day for him. He's looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah, so I went and gave him a little hump day for him.
Hump day. We'll play that tomorrow. I'm sure that's pretty funny, man. I love that. I love it. But yep. Man, I tell you what, there's a lot of things you can do. Go down to these state parks. We've covered that, go down to these state parks and visit them. I got to cover the weather. and I don't know. I'm kind of depressed about the weather, Darrell. I look on here.
I'm tired of looking.
I look on here. You know, we need the rain. Don't get me wrong. We do. We need the rain.
Not no more. We've got enough.
No, I don't think we've got enough yet, but we're close.
But I'm not complaining about the nice, cool temperatures that are going along with it.
Well, you're right. Today's going to be a high of 86 with a 90% chance of rain. That's
been the most so far this week, so I guess it's going to rain.
If you're going outside, you might want to carry your rain gear or just be prepared to be wet as you're outside. 90% chance of rain. Low of 74 tonight, high of 89 tomorrow with an 80% chance of rain, a low of 75 tomorrow night. Thursday, they're calling for a high of 90 degrees, 60% chance of rain with potential for heavy rainfall on July 4th. So, guys, it's just not looking good for being outside on July 4th for Independence Day. Our celebration, Black Crow Media celebration, man, it is huge every year. It grows every year. It's going to be big this year. They're going to have a lot of bands playing. JJ Lawhorn's coming in.
Oh, yeah, and some local artists and stuff like that doing
local
stuff.
People, that's right. And I just hope I hope and pray the weather holds off so we can get this event in, have a lot of fellowship, have a good time, and celebrate what Independence Day is all about. Because it's just a great time of the year. It's July 4th. It's when we celebrate Independence Day.
I understand. It's a great day.
And I can't say enough. Wild Adventures, you know, they're doing a Independence Day celebration at the same time. They're allowing all the military.
And they're also doing something on Friday night that I'm planning on going out there.
Oh, really?
They're having the water park open at nighttime, and they're talking about fireworks at nighttime too out there on Friday.
Well, you know, they're letting all military in for free out there
this weekend. That's why I'm going.
That's a great thing that they're doing. You know, y'all go support them too. Independence Day, commonly known as the 4th of July. It's a federal holiday in the United States commemorating the adoption of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th in 1776. The day we declared independence from the Kingdom of Great Britain. So, you know, that's what the festivities are all about. And it's why we thank our military so much for still to this day for fighting for our independence. Every day we want to say thank you to all of our armed forces friends in our community and throughout the entire world for fighting for our freedom every day.
That's right.
We don't thank them enough.
And we hope for a safe return every day.
Yes, we do. And I know I heard we just had some more deployed from Moody, and I know we're having some more deployed. We have a friend of ours that's going to be deploying here before too long, Chad. I don't think you're listening this morning because I think you're off right now with your dad in town, but our thoughts and prayers will be with you, and it should be just about time for the first group that we actually done the fish fry for. We sent them off. Hopefully they'll be returning soon.
That's all we can do is hope and pray.
Man, we do. We hope and pray that they all come back, you know, Iraq, Afghanistan, wherever they're deployed, man, wherever they're going. We just hope and pray that that you get back safely. I know that this weekend there's going to be a lot of fireworks, you know, sent off. In Georgia, I don't even know what fireworks are legal anymore.
As far as I understood and what I understand about Georgia was as long as they don't leave the ground. It's pretty much sparklers. That's what it comes down to. Sparklers, that's about it.
I think we're going to try to look that up tomorrow and talk about that tomorrow. But, you know, we want to preach this safety thing. You know, we talk about it all the time, but so many people are injured every year with fireworks, and kids especially. You know, kids get, man, they love to get out there and shoot off fireworks. What kid doesn't?
Oh, I've had a few little things with fireworks.
And some of the things, you know, in Georgia that are approved are let's see, consumer fireworks. We'll cover that tomorrow, but I want to cover the safety part of it today. When you're shooting off fireworks, and we've done it, we've done it several times up there close to Mom and Dad's at Don and them's pond right there. And we got on the dock. We'd go out of state. Somebody'd be going out of state a month or two ahead of time, like I just did. I didn't bring the fireworks back though. And they'd bring fireworks back. And I've done it several times from Tennessee and different areas. And we'd get down there on the
Alabama.
pond. Yeah, we'd get on the dock down there and we'd shoot them over the pond. But every year a mishap would almost happen. It don't matter how careful you are. Every single year a mishap is really just that close to happening.
Well, you're messing with dynamite indirectly.
Yeah, you are, and you got to be careful. That's why we want to push it this year. Know where you're at. You don't need to be in a field that has a bunch of dry grass. Even though as wet as it's been, it can still catch on fire and cause a fire. You know, try to shoot them off over a pond if possible, or over a field that has no chance of catching on fire.
And the biggest thing is have a water hose ready at all times.
Yep, have a water hose ready. Make sure if you got things like bottle rockets that shoot up in the air that you have them pointed away from everyone. Make sure what you're putting them in to shoot them off is a safe, sturdy, steady, upright canister that's not going to turn over. So many times I've shot bottle rockets and different things off before. I don't care who you are. You got to do it by hand too, but you're scared. These bigger ones, you're scared. And when you go to light that fuse, you're going to run. Even though this fuse, it's going to burn for, several seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to run away and you knock this canister over. And then people go scrambling every which way, man. Fireworks and just Roman candles shooting off every which way up everybody's feet.
And then if you're like me, I grab a whole bundle of them. There'd be like 50 of them. I'll shove down in that bottle. And if you knock over that bottle and a whole bunch of them
You're
going
in
off,
trouble.
oh, yeah.
So be careful out there. You don't want to put anybody's eyes out or get anybody hurt. Roman candles, they were always fun to me, but they're dangerous too, and I've seen people hold them out at their hand and hold them almost parallel with the ground.
Well, that's what they were really designed for, but they've had some problems with them.
Yeah, but you don't want them parallel to the ground and shoot them at everybody else.
I'm just talking about as you hold them, they'll it goes off and explode in your hand.
That's right. So be careful with all your fireworks, all your activities, and by all means, the 4th of July means cooking out, grilling out, and people will start partaking in alcoholic beverages. Do not drink and drive. Believe me, there's going to be a lot of law enforcement out looking for people out drinking.
Oh, they're going to be looking.
Roadblocks.
Oh, they've already started this. I noticed them yesterday. They were everywhere yesterday.
Yes, sir. So you need to be careful out there. We don't condone any type of drinking and driving. You do not need to do it, period.
No.
It's not a good outdoor activity. Nothing involving alcohol and a vehicle is a good outdoor activity. Just not.
Anything that moves and alcohol don't go together.
So be careful out there and make sure what you do is safe and make it productive. And we want to have you come back and listen Friday morning. We'll be back here Friday. I think we're going to be back here Friday morning. We may take Friday off. I'm not sure. A lot of people are. So we may wind up taking it off also. But we want you guys to come back and listen to us again. We don't want to have to visit anybody.
Anyway, go. Something will be on. We'll be here. We may not be physically be here, but someone will be here.
Somebody's going to be here. I'm going to give a special shout out this morning also here in this time of day. Ronnie Colbert, he's been absent from the Good Outdoors. He's taking a little breather. He's actually going to have a little surgery this morning to help him get better with his, I'm not going to talk about what it is. It's nothing major, but Ronnie, you're in our thoughts and prayers, buddy, and think about you all the time and want you to get better and get back in and see us and call in one morning or whatever you need to do. But be thinking about you this morning, and I'll be sure to come see you this afternoon or either tomorrow when you're awake and not groggy and not as much pain.
I don't know. It sounds like he won't be in pain for a few days. He's going to have some good stuff in the next few days.
I can imagine he will be. There'll be some pain involved with it. I wouldn't want to, go through any type of surgery. Any type of surgery, there's always some pain involved.
Oh, yes. The healing
And again, y'all guys be sure to visit our Facebook page. We have a lot of activity going on this morning on it. People chiming in, asking questions, and but go see us, The Good Outdoors with a Z on Facebook. Visit our website, www.thegoodoutdoorswithaz.com. Lots of interesting things going on it every day. We're going to take another break, come up with our wrap-up segment here this morning. Man, it's been a fast Wednesday morning already.
We're flying by it. It's only Tuesday.
Give us a call after the break, 229-253-0995. Thanks for listening, everybody.
So, Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
Man, I have picked up some bad habits.
You don't need any more bad habits. Are you talking about Bad Habits Saloon and Grub?
Oh, yeah, baby. Nothing like throwing back a cold one and watching one of their 26 high-definition TVs.
Yeah, and you don't have to ask what sort of beverage they have, because they've got it all at Bad Habits Saloon and Grub.
That's right, over 300 bottled beers. Any premium drink you could ask for, including single malt scotch and single barrel bourbon.
And 48 beers on tap. Oh, and the food, from juicy ribeye steaks at $9.99 to foot-long premium hot dogs. And $10.99 all-you-can-eat wings from 10 to 11 p.m.
And no matter what mood you're in, there's 3 environments to enjoy: a dining area, a bar, an outside patio, TVs, and all 3 places, baby.
Come on out and enjoy a live DJ every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, and grab a $2 16-ounce draft or a $6 domestic bucket while you mingle.
Come visit Bad Habits Saloon and Grub and let them serve you what you want, not what they want you to have.
Bad Habits Saloon and Grub, near the mall on Gornto Road, right behind Exit 18 Liquors. Tell them we sent you from the Good Outdoors.
Oh, yeah, baby. Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Darrell's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree, and they don't even see me.
Man, that Real Tree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden, the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Darrell, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Real Tree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Welcome back to the Good Outdoors wrap-up segment here on I've been corrected, Tuesday morning. As I said, it was Wednesday morning. I guess I'm trying to rush the week by.
No, you're still there talking with Demery. He was, it's his Wednesday.
That's right. Tuesday morning here. Wrap-up segment brought to you by Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail. I can't ever say enough about John Peak and the work he does for the community out there at Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail, man. Great place to go. Sporting clays, quail hunting, rifle range, pistol range, birthdays, corporate outings. Got a lot of events starting to come up. He's putting together a lot of stuff for Moody Air Force Base to give back to the community, and also just to give back to the Valdosta, Lowndes County, Brooks County, all the surrounding communities as a whole. Man, they just do a great job. And John, I don't know if you're listening this morning, but I tell you what, man, a lot of talk is going on in the community about you, and it's all good. I've not heard one bad thing yet about Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail.
It's got me excited. I want to have my birthday party out there.
Man, I'd love to get out there. Something that's happening this week, July 1st was yesterday. It is the premiere week of all the new hunting shows and fishing shows on TV. Historically it starts in the third quarter, and that's what's just starting up. And I watched several new shows yesterday, come out on, not new shows, but shows that's come back for another season. And there are some new shows starting this year also. But it's time to sit down and watch turkey hunting, deer hunting, all the finest shows out there, man. It's that time of year, this premiere week. If you're an outdoorsman and you're a hunter and fisherman, you're going to watch any of the outdoor channels, the Outdoor Channel, Sportsman Channel, Pursuit Channel, any of them.
And it's the best time to do it. You can't do nothing but sit there and watch them and get yourself all pumped up and ready to go for the season.
That's right. And you can see some good deer hunting from last year, good turkey hunting, fishing, all kind of stuff, man. So
maybe learn something you messed up on last year.
You can learn a lot. You sure can. There's a lot of things. This is the time of the year people start gearing up. When all these shows start coming out, you'll see all your magazines, Georgia Sportsman, North American Whitetail, Deer and Deer Hunting, any magazine, bow hunting magazines. You'll see them start coming out with all the new bows, and they'll do, articles on which bows that they've tested. And I just read North American Whitetail, got it over the weekend. It was in my mailbox when I came back Saturday, and it had a review of 10 bows, 10 new bows that are on the market this year. And some of them are they're new bows, but they could be from PSE, Bear Archery, or Matthews, but it's their new line that's coming out this year. And they actually have some really fast bows out there now. Obsession has one out. Obsession's a Georgia bow company, by the way. and Dennis and his wife, Dennis Lewis and his wife from Southern Woods and Water. They actually have own that bow company, and they have a bow called Obsession Bows. It's 350 feet per second. That is a fast bow. Was shot at the ATA show and was named, I think, the #1 bow there at the ATA show. I don't know. I haven't shot one yet. Haven't seen it. I know Dennis and his wife Angie. I know them pretty well, and I actually have a message into him now. I think he's out of town hunting, but he should be back here in the next day or two, and have a message into him. And all these magazines start highlighting these bows, these rifles that are coming out, the newest trends in hunting, the newest clothes, the newest gadgets, the newest everything, broadheads. We have a good friend that called in a while back, Tim Knight from Dublin, Georgia, with bipolar broadheads. I think he actually has them on the market now. I talked with him just the other day. He actually has them packaged and ready to sell. Great new. It's a expandable and fixed blade broadhead at the same time. Best of both worlds. Fixed blade on one side, expandable on the other. Made entirely in the United States. Entirely. Everything about it made and packaged and sold in the United States. That's the one thing that he pushed to have done, was only American made. Tim's a great guy. I need to get him on the show.
That's something we need to do, rise up and only buy American.
Yeah, we all need to rise up and do that. It's just hard. It's so hard to do.
It is hard.
It's so hard. The times are so tough out there and getting tougher every single week and every single day. But, I put this, I want to say this. I put this video up on the Good Outdoors Facebook page. It's about the gator feeding frenzy. I also put a question up about what day are people going to be off this week. I'm interested in knowing if you're going to be off Thursday and Friday, or just Thursday or just Friday. I know the company CJB Industries, they're going to be off. I think most of people are going to be off Friday. They're going to work Thursday and be off mostly Friday. So I'd like to know if you want to call in and tell me, 229-253-0995, which day you're going to be off. I'm trying to decide if we need to air both days or if we need to run a rerun and take some time off, because we're going to have a busy day Thursday, being out there with Black Crow Media and being out late that night with JJ Lawhorn. By the way, he's coming in to perform, and I'm telling you, if you hadn't never seen him before, you need to come out here Thursday night and see him. Let's take this call real quick. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Yeah, I just want to let you know I'm going to be out Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday. That's kind of what I was thinking. A lot of people will be, and that's what I was wondering if we, if the audience is going to be there, we'll air both days. If not, we'll just air one, or we'll air neither one. Doesn't matter to me.
Oh, yeah. Normally I listen to you guys when I'm driving to work. I got a long drive every morning to go to Booty. But yeah, I hope you guys have a show going on Thursday and Friday.
Hey, we'll sure do it. Hey, you're a Moody Air Force Base guy?
Yes, sir.
Man, we appreciate what you do for us. We don't tell y'all enough. Appreciate your service to us, man. And, this day coming up Thursday is my thanks to you guys, for what you do for us. I want to tell you right now, I appreciate it.
Oh, proud to serve, sir.
All right, man. Have a good and appreciate the call, buddy.
All right, bye.
Bye. Oh, yeah. Always good to hear from our military friends, man. Great to hear from them. And I got another call. Let's take this one. Morning, caller on the Good Outdoors.
What's up, little buddy?
What's going on?
Did you get your big suntan down on the beach just last week?
Man, I got so tan. I'm just plumb sexy right now, according to my wife. But, she's biased. She's biased.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a big old frog in your throat, too.
Well,
that was me getting sick over here talking about that one.
I didn't get burnt this time, Chuck. I learned from my earlier experience, going to the beach this year. I didn't get burnt. I think Jim Morgan's going to chime in on this one, too. Look at my pretty legs, Jim. Aren't they cute?
Yeah. I thought about you Saturday. I was out fishing Saturday.
Must be nice. I was on the road coming back home fighting that traffic.
Yeah. I went down. We went down to my farm down at the house, and I got waxed. Little buddy of mine, Dewey, went with me. He waxed me. He's like another East Monroe, buddy. Shit, working catching fish.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I just wanted to holler at you. I missed you last week. I heard you was going over to the beach.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Thanks for calling in. We'll talk to you soon, Chuck.
All right, talk to you later, buddy.
See you, buddy. Jim, how's it going this morning? Big Jim Morgan's
doing pretty good.
Pretty good, huh?
I love a guy named Chuck. Because you can always go, "What's up, Chuck?"
You never run out of lines, do you?
Nope.
I hadn't told him to shut up, Chuck, in a long time.
Yeah.
I need to tell him, "Oh, shut up, Chuck." How about that?
What's up, Chuck?
Jim, we got a big day coming up Thursday, man.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it.
The Budweiser Spirit of America Celebration.
There you
presented by Austin's Cattle Company.
Good deal. I need to get that wrote down so I can make sure I say the right thing every day.
Hey, no kidding. J.J. Lawhorn's going to be the headliner Thursday. And if you hadn't heard this young man, you can go to mykickscountry.com and check out his video. YouTube him up. He's going to be the next big thing, I think.
He is. I met him a couple years ago at Country Goes Hunting event, and he's a great guy. Loves to hunt and fish. Loves to get out there, but he is a awesome performer.
Yeah, he is.
He's got some good songs. I think he's got an album out now, actually.
Right.
And you can buy that or whatever you want to do. I imagine there'll be some, and some for sale. Right. I would imagine at the event for Thursday.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to get to talk to him between now and Thursday, and that ought to be a lot of fun. Give you a little insight into the young man. But he's got a duet out that he did with Colt Ford.
Yep.
And it's pretty strong.
It is. It's
pretty strong.
Good deal, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to get out there and give stuff away. We have booths set up, and there'll be all kind of booths out there, bounce houses for the kids. It's a huge event every year.
Oh yeah, they'll have fried Snickers and funnel cakes
Snickers.
And
man. Wait a minute, fried Snickers, fried and chocolate?
Yeah,
I've never seen that before.
Deep fried.
Really? I'm gonna have to try that.
Yes, sir.
I like me some chocolate.
Here in the South, we can fry anything.
We sure can, and we do a lot of times.
And don't include all the stuff that we on stage throwing out to the crowd for them.
Oh man, it'll be everything from T-shirts to coupons to who knows what. We might even throw Lloyd Carter out.
You never know.
Well, no.
Do some crowd surfing out there.
We throw Lloyd out, we're going to have to get him back.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we can tie a rope to him.
Yeah, we'll probably pull him back in. Be a good crowd out there. Man, it's a huge event though. It grows every year, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think this is the 18th year, and the crowds are just bigger every year. I think last year we had a total of around 10,000 that came through the course of the 3 to whenever event, and I expect at least that many again this year.
I do too. I just hope the weather holds out for us. We're going to hope and pray between now and then that the weather holds out and we get a break from 3 till about 11 o'clock at night.
Hey, people, just wear your swim trunks and come on.
Might as well. Might as well. You're going to get wet anyway.
It's going to be warm.
You're either going to sweat and get wet, or you're going to be out there and get a little rain and cool things off a little bit. We're going to do
get
rain
enough
or shine.
tan, you'll be pretty as Darrell.
Oh, man, I don't know. That's going to be hard to do.
Did you do anything but lay on the beach?
I lay by the pool.
Oh, well. All right.
No, let me tell you.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
If you've never been to Myrtle Beach, there's so many things to do there. I could spend an entire month up there if I could afford it, but sadly, I can't afford it.
What's that I hear?
That's the sound of the Good Outdoors calling my name, man, ready to get after it.
I want to go.
Yeah, come on, go with us, man. We're going to have a good time today. Hey, had a great show. Jim, thanks for coming in, helping me out a little bit this morning. And Darrell, good to have you too.
I always got my few cents I can throw in.
We'll be back. Steve will be back probably with us tomorrow morning after resting up today. So y'all be sure to join us this Thursday, Black Crow Media's big event at the mall out there.
You betcha. Hey, y'all hang around too. Moody Air Force Base is going to be in the house at 8 o'clock.
Oh, awesome. Good deal. Hey, good to hear from them and great calls this morning from Moody Air Force Base also.